bookish friends, welcome back to Amanda's Bookish Adventures. It is day 17 of Bookmas, and it's the final part to books that have been announced for movies and TV. So I have another 8, and this disclaimer, there has been more announced in the ones I've talked to in this 3-part series for Bookmas. These are the ones I'm interested in, and mostly how I found out the information about how these were being released is Instagram. Following the publishers, following the author. I think I found one of them on Facebook as a Facebook ad article, and then I looked up and checked. So here are the last 8 that are being published. We have Amelia Fang, which I've read the first 2 series to that. I think it might be an animated series. I don't know if it's live action, but it is a middle grade series. Then we have Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret by Judy Blume, and that is becoming a movie. Then we have When You Were Mine, becoming a movie, which one I'm really excited for. Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe, another one I'm really excited for. A Cuban Girl's Guide to Tea and Tomorrow. I'm really excited. I don't know if that's a movie, or I'm thinking that one's a movie, but I'm really excited for that. We have Text for You. We have Lessons in Chemistry, and I don't know if it's going to go on Apple, but Apple had the information. And then we have The Witching Hour by Anne Rice, and I don't know if that's a movie or TV. So again, you'll be staring at my computer screen as I read the descriptions. I do apologize again ahead of time. So we have Amelia Fang and the Barbaric Ball. And now I don't know. All I know is they're making it. I think it's become a TV series. It might be a movie. I don't know much details on this yet. So it says Amelia Fang would rather hang out with her pet pumpkin Squashy and her friends Floris the Yeti, don't call her a beast, and Grimbledy the Reaper than dance at her parents' annual barbaric ball. The king's spoiled son, Tarjan, captured Squashy, Amelia, and her friends must escape the party to plan a daring rescue. In their race against time, they both realize things in Nocturnia may not be what they quite seem. Then we have and this one's becoming a movie. Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Margaret Simon, almost 12, likes long hair, tuna fish, the smell of rain, things that are pink. She moved from New York City to Fairbrook, New Jersey, and is anxious to fit in with her new friends Nancy, Gretchen, and Janie. When they form a secret club to talk about private subjects like boys, bras, and getting their first period, Margaret is happy to belong, but none of them can believe Margaret doesn't have religion and that she doesn't go to the Y or the Jewish Community Center. What they don't know is Margaret has her own special relationship with God. She can talk to God about everything, family, friends, even Moose Freed, her secret crush. Margaret is funny and real, and her thoughts and feelings are so relatable. You'll feel like she's talking right to you, sharing her secrets with a friend. We have When You Were Mine. What is a name? Shakespeare, I'll tell you everything. Rosaline knows that she and Rob are destined to be together. Rose has been waiting for years for Rob to kiss her. When he finally does, it's perfect. But then Juliet moves back to town. Juliet, who used to be Rose's best friend. Juliet now inexplicably hates her. Juliet, who's gorgeous, vindictive, and a little bit crazy, who sets her sight on Rob. He doesn't even stand a chance. Rose is devastated over losing Rob to Juliet. That's not how the story was supposed to go, and when rumors start swirling around Juliet's instability and her neediness and her threats of, I'm not saying suicide, Rose starts to fear not only for Rob's heart, but also for his life, because Shakespeare may have gotten the wrong story, but we all know how it ends. I'm really excited for Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe. Dante can swim, Ari can't. Dante is articulate and self-assured. Ari has a hard time with words and suffers from self-doubt. Dante gets lost in poetry and art. Ari gets lost in thoughts of his older brother who's in prison. Dante is fair-skinned. Ari's features are much darker. It seems like a boy like Dante, with his open and unique perspective of life, would be the last person to break down the walls that Ari has built around himself. But against all odds, when Ari and Dante meet, they develop a special bond that will teach them the most important truths of their lives and help them define the people they want to be. But there are big hurdles in their way, and only believing in each other and the power of their friendship can Ari and Dante emerge stronger on the other side. I'm excited for this one too. A Cuban Girl's Guide to Tea and Tomorrow by Laura Taylor Nemi. For Lila Reeves, a summer in England was never part of the plan. The plan was 1, take over her abuela's role as the head baker at their Pandera, 2, move in with her best friend after graduation, and 3, live happily ever after with her boyfriend. But then the trifecta happened. Everything, including Lila herself, fell apart. Worried about Lila's mental health, her parents make a new plan for her to spend 3 months with the family friends in Westchester, England, to relax and reset. But with the lack of sun, a grumpy inn cook, and a small town lacking Miami flavor, both in food and otherwise, what would be a dream trip for some feels like a nightmare to Lila until she meets Orion Maxwell, a tea shop clerk with troubles of his own. Orion is determined to help Lila out of her funk and appoints himself as her personal tour guide from Westchester drama-filled music scene to the sweeping English countryside. It isn't long before Lila is not only charmed by Orion, but England itself. Soon a new future is beginning to form in Lila's mind. One that would mean leaving everything she's ever planned. I'm going to be right back. I need to go get a drink of water. It's For You by Sophie Kramer, and this one's becoming a movie. After a heated argument, Clara's fiancé stormed out of their apartment. But before they have a chance to reconcile, he died in a terrific accident. It's been 2 years, but she's still paralyzed with grief, and her friends are worried about her. So to try to say what's left unsaid, she starts texting his old phone. What she doesn't realize is that the number has been reassigned. Across town, Sev's phone begins receiving mysterious but heartful text messages. He doesn't respond, but he's captivated by the sender. His own relationship has been on the rocks. When it ends, he sets out to find the person who's been texting him. Neither Sven nor Clara knew what they were setting out to find, but it changed both of their lives forever. We have lessons in chemistry, and I think this might be coming to Apple. I might be wrong, but I do know on the article it said Apple, so I think it's going to Apple. If not, all I know is it's being made into a movie or TV series. Chemist Elizabeth Zott is not your average human, average woman. In fact, Elizabeth Zott would be the first to point out there is no such thing as an average woman. But it's the early 1960s, and her all-male team at Hastings Research Institute takes a very unscientific view of equality, except for one, Calvin Evans, the lonely, brilliant Nobel Prize nominated grudge holder who falls in love with all things her mind. True chemistry results. But like science, life is unpredictable, which is why a few years later, Elizabeth finds herself not only a single mother, but a reluctant star of Americans' most beloved cooking show, Supper at Six. Elizabeth's unusual approach to cooking, combined with 1 tablespoon anise acid with a pinch of sodium chloride, proves revolutionary. But as her following grows, not everyone is happy. Because it turns out Elizabeth Zott is not just teaching women to cook, she's daring them to change the status quo. Laughing out loud, shrewd, observant, and stunning with a dazzling cast of supporting characters, Lesson in Chemistry is original and vibrant as its protagonist. Then we have The Witching Hour by Anne Rice, demonstrating once again her gift for that talks about Anne Rice. On the veranda of a great New Orleans house, now faded, a mute and fragile woman sits rocking, and the witching hour begins. It begins in our time with a rescue at sea. Rowan Mayfair, a beautiful woman, a beautiful practitioner of neurosurgery, aware that she has special powers, but unaware that she comes from an ancient line of witches, finds the drowned body of a man off the coast of California and brings him to life. He is Michael Curry, who was born in New Orleans and orphaned in a childhood by fire on Christmas Eve, who's pulled himself up from poverty and who now, in his belief of death, has acquired a sensory power that mystifies and frightens him. As these two, fiercely drawn to each other, fall in love in a passionate alliance set to solve the mystery of her past and his unwelcome gift. The novel moves backward and forward in time from today's New Orleans and San Francisco to long ago Amsterdam and a chateau in France of Louise. Louise. An intricate tale of evil unfolds and evil unleashes in 17th century Scotland, where the first witch, Susan of Mayfair, conjures up a spirit she names Lasher, a creation that spells her own destruction and torments each of her descendants in turn. From the coffee plantation of Port-au-Prince, where the great Mayfair fortune is made and the legacy of the dark power is almost destroyed, to the Civil War in New Orleans, as Julian, clan's only male to be endowed with the occult powers, provides for its dynasty's foothold in America. The dark, luminous story encompasses dramas of seduction and death, with each tenderness as healing, and always through peril and escape, tension and release, there swirls around us the echoes of eternal war, innocence versus the corruption of a spirit, sanity against madness, life against death. With a dreamlike power, the novel draws us through circumstances twilight past to the present, and Rowan's increasingly inspired and risky moves in a merciless game that binds her to her heritage. And in New Orleans on Christmas Eve, the strangest of family sagas is brought to its starting climax. I'm actually really excited. I'm hoping they do more of Anne Rice's works to be as movies or television series. I don't know necessarily I think this might be a movie, but it might be a television series. I just know it was marked to be adapted in the article. That is it for day 17 and the end of this 3-part miniseries of me announcing books that have become movies or TV. Let me know which one of the 8 that you're excited for. And again, there have probably been a bunch that I've missed, and some that's probably haven't been announced yet because I'm pre-filming this, but I would love to hear your thoughts about the 8, and bye for now.